Hey guys, welcome back. We got another video today. I just want to say today we've reached 100 subs, so it's been a little journey so far. A couple months at this, doing a video most days, and I'm pretty proud of the progress. And I feel like we're growing quite a lot as a channel. I just want to say thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing and watching my videos, and let's get on with it. So today's video, I want to talk about affirmations. A lot of people, they'll shout at the top of their lungs, I am capable, I am this type of person, and they'll need to surround themselves with yes men or yes people. They'll surround themselves with people that are constantly saying, yeah, you're great at this, you're really good at this, you can do whatever you set your mind to. And there's a degree to which I agree with it, that you have to be around the right people, which I said previously, and you have to have the right mindset that you are capable of whatever you set your mind to, but you don't need to constantly be reaffirming those words by constantly telling yourself, I am capable. The way that you should prove to yourself that you are capable of whatever you want is go and do something difficult that you don't think you can do, and then go and actually do it. Get it done. Make sure you complete it, so you can then look at it and say, let's say, go run a marathon. And yeah, it's something really difficult. Not many people can say they've done it. And then you can look at it and think, I didn't know I could ever do that. I didn't think I ever would. And I went and did it. So now I feel like I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I put my mind to. So you've got to kind of set yourself, again, a standard, which I mentioned yesterday, that you can do what you think, you can do more than you think you can possibly achieve, but you've got to prove that to yourself first by doing something difficult. So you don't need to surround yourself constantly with yes men and people that are constantly saying, yeah, you're great, you're this, you're that. You need to also have people that are a little bit less positive, almost a little bit that will call you out on your bullshit, that will find your faults, and they will make them known to you. Because if you go around thinking you're larger than life, expecting everything to go all fine and well because you've done this one thing perfectly, then you're just not going to get very far. You've got to understand that no one is perfect, and everyone has room to improve. So you've got to focus and remember that if people are constantly saying, oh, you don't have to worry about that, you don't have to improve anymore, you're doing great, don't let them think that. You've got to keep yourself in check by being around the right people, and think to yourself that, okay, I'm in a great position now, I've done X, Y, and Z, I've reached this level, but now I've got to keep going. I've got to keep getting better. I've got to keep improving for the sake of myself, and so that I don't become stagnant. Because you as a person are the purpose. You are the reason that you should live life to its best for your own sake. It's not for anyone else. It's not for going out to nice parties. It's not for having nice cars. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to do the best you can, experience as much as you can and as thoroughly as you can. So you've got to push yourself every day so that you experience all of that pain, all of that discomfort, and then what will come with it is more joy, more happiness, more comfort, because you have a greater contrast between doing something extremely difficult, which could be training for an hour a day in the gym, and then comparing that to being able to sleep in a nice bed at night. You have that varying degree of comfort, which you can then compare. So I've done something difficult today, so I've earned the right to sleep in the nice bed. And it's just, you've got to realise that you don't need people around you saying, oh, you're good enough, you're great, you're doing really well. You can have the odd person saying, yeah, great, I'm really proud of you, you've done so well. And it's obviously all great with all this positive self-talk and whatnot, but you really need people to tell you what you're doing wrong, to tell you that you're not doing something right, to tell you that this needs work, that needs work, you're not doing enough here. You need people to keep you in check like that, to tell you what the fuck you're doing wrong, so that you can then go and say, you could sit down, have a conversation with them and be like, okay, you think I'm doing this wrong? Why? Okay, what do I need to do? Great, thank you. You need to take it as an advantage. If you've got someone that's telling you constantly what you're doing right and wrong, so you can constantly analyze with someone else what you're doing and then choose the best option for you to go to you can choose the best thing for you to do going forward, then you're just going to improve monumentally, because you have that self-reflection and you have the ability to kind of analyze what you've been doing, what you've been saying. And by doing that with someone else, by having them at your side constantly and helping each other work together, work better, do more, accomplish more, get fitter, stronger, faster, smarter and richer, you're constantly able to help each other analyze different parts of your lives, say what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, how you can help each other, how you can benefit from each other's words, and you keep each other in check. So just remember that you've got a long way to go no matter what stage of life you're in. Because I guarantee the majority of people watching these videos, you're probably I reckon 18 to 25, 30 tops. That's probably my target age group. And I really want to stress that you could live to 100, 110, 120, and that's 70, 80, 90 years from now. You've got a long way to go before you even can fathom being near the end of your journey. But you've got to understand that if all goes well and good, you've got a long time, you've got a lot of time left, you've got a long way to go, you've got a lot more to do. So you've got to live every day as if you're preparing. Live every day to its best ability, so you can make the most and push yourself, so that you're not growing stagnant by the time you're older. And then you also need to look at it as if, okay, I'm only 18 or I'm only 22. I've achieved a lot. I need to be grateful for what I've done. And I need to live every day like it's my last, because you don't know what could happen. So there's kind of two sides of the same coin there that you need to play constantly. And it's always be in motion, always be working towards a goal. And the other side is make the most of the time you have. So always be preparing for that next big thing, always be working towards some big goal, but also make sure that you're not taking things for granted. Make sure you're not just utilize what you have access to. Be grateful for the people you're around, the facilities you can use, the technology you have, the food you eat. Be grateful for that, and don't let it fall out of reach. And you've got to figure out what you're doing wrong to improve. And this is so much easier when you're talking to another person every day. You've got your best mate, you meet that friend for a network, and you're like, okay, now we're gonna talk every day. We're gonna have this call, and you can talk every day, and you can figure out what each of you are doing right and wrong, and you can say, okay, you're doing this wrong. Tomorrow you're gonna go and do this to help fix it. And at the end of the day, we're gonna have a phone call, and you're gonna tell me if you did it or not. And there you go. That's your solution to that problem. And you just keep doing that. Rinse and repeat for everything, every little problem you find within each other. And there's no way you cannot succeed if you have 2, 3, 4 people on a call every day, and you're constantly working towards, and you're constantly working towards helping each other and benefiting and improving. You're constantly looking and analysing each other's performance and how you work, what you've done right or wrong. Then there's no way you cannot succeed, because you're constantly looking at what more you can do. So just remember, you don't need these affirmations and yes men. You don't need to constantly say to yourself, I am good enough. Just go out there and prove to yourself that you are, by doing something difficult, by constantly working against the current. Go down the difficult path and prove to yourself that you are capable of things beyond your own imagination. Like, prove to yourself that you can do more than you ever thought was possible. And then when it comes down to the root of you thinking, am I really good enough? You can look back at this massive stack of proof, this filing cabinet full of evidence that you have proved yourself time and time again against the forces of nature and evil. You have gone against the current, you've gone against the tide, you've pushed yourself day in, day out to become successful, to become that dream person that you are now. And whenever someone comes up to you and says, you're not doing something right, you can ask them, okay, what is it? Tell me. You can analyze it. You can actually take it into account. Don't be offended by it. Be grateful that someone's picked up on something that you haven't. And that's how you've got to view every little thing. Whenever someone insults you, whenever someone tells you you're doing something wrong, whenever someone critiques you, just remember that they've picked up on something that you may not have. They've picked up on something that you could have overlooked. And then when it comes back to you in the form of an insult, in the form of critiquing, in the form of feedback, you can then say, okay, I didn't do this right. That's because I missed out on this. So if I do it this way, I can then improve. Just look at it. It's like a maths sum. 2 + 2 is 4. It's not going to equal 4 if it's 2 + 1, is it? That's 3. That's not how it works. You've got to do it the right way to get the answer that you want. So just look at what you're doing, figure out how to do that sum of life, and have someone around you constantly that you can give feedback to, that they can give feedback to you as well, and just help each other grow. And that's the most important thing, having the ability to constantly improve by having the right person around you.